Hello there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ventura Kireki. So I like sharing content around food because I visit a lot of restaurants, also travel, and I hope to share more of that. But also at the same time I share content that is on the thought-provoking, more reflective side, and I think today's conversation falls under the latter. So yeah, it's basically about grief. I don't know if I'll do it as a series and call it Lessons on Grief because there's really a lot to talk about. But I think for today, just as an introduction, I want to just talk about two things I feel like I have experienced. I don't really know if like there's a takeaway lesson or something, but more of like maybe someone else who might be feeling this way, like to let them know that, okay, I feel this way too, you're not alone, and I relate. So for starters, I don't know, call it discovering grief, which is something that I just feel like I came about to feeling more as an adult. So I don't know if it's just me, but when I was young, I don't think I really interacted a lot with loss and grief. And I don't want to believe it's because it wasn't happening, because sometimes you would hear this and that. But you see, when you're young, probably for good reason, I feel like you are very sheltered from the reality of loss and grief and whatever it means. Because I even see when young kids are orphaned or something of the sort, a lot of them are usually just told things like, like your parent has gone far away and stuff like that. It's not really, I don't think it's spoken as, black and white as it is, but, I guess there's good reason for it. But with that said, I remember I was talking to a friend of mine and I was telling her, honestly, I don't know, I feel like when I've grown up is when I'm like, this is actually real, like loss and grief. You lose friends, probably parents, relatives, people you might have studied with as classmates. And I don't know, it just feels like now it's more real. I don't know if there's like a veil that's been lifted, or it was like something that, kept on being stretched as you grew older, and then like all of a sudden it snaps, and then now you can actually see like maybe a veil that has snapped, and then finally you can see and be like, wow, so this is actually the reality. And with that said, I have come to see a difference in how I processed grief as a child and also now as an adult. Okay, not really as a child, but let's say as a what? Okay, when I was younger, as a young, wow, yeah, just an adult, yeah, let's say that. So I like next year will be 10 years since I lost someone very close to me. And I just remembered that, during that particular time, I don't think I processed it at all. I didn't even understand what grief is. I didn't understand what exactly, someone dying really meant. And for me, at that point, I remember, like, during the burial, I didn't, view the body as, probably other people were doing at the time. And for me, that was also that thing of, like, I can convince myself it didn't really happen. I didn't see like a lifeless body or anything. So as far as I'm concerned, this particular person is going to come back because I have not seen for myself any evidence of them, being gone or being put under the ground and stuff like that. And so because of that, I don't think I ever registered it in my mind that, I've experienced loss and, this is what it means, and probably because of this and this will happen, and probably process that. So later on as an adult, now a couple of years ago, I lost someone else, and the whole time, like, the grieving process was brutal, like so brutal. I have never felt such pain again. I remember I was also telling my friend, like, there's some losses that I don't know if you can feel that kind of pain ever again, and to a point that you feel you cannot feel as much pain again, like even for anyone else's loss. And sometimes even now, I am not the person who would attend, let's say, a funeral or or a burial, just because I'm like, I wouldn't express any emotions. I feel like I am so averse to, loss, and especially for people that I may not be very close to, that I feel like it will almost be rude to be in attendance. And also, I still kind of deflect it to my own experience, which is, I want to call it selfish. I don't think it should be called selfish, but because at that time I'd be like, okay, I'll just be remembering my own loss, and I'm just like, I don't think I should be in attendance if that's where my mind is at. So, yeah, basically, so you've seen the two comparisons. Like the first one, I literally didn't feel like I really lost anyone, like I didn't process it, I was in denial and all that stuff. I don't know if, people say there are stages of grief, which I think I have something against it, but anyway, so they say there's denial as the first stage, and if, those stages are actually a thing, I probably just stayed at denial and never, processed those other stages. But I think also emotions are very cyclic. Even grief, it's just, I don't think there are stages. Even if you come to acceptance, anyway, I don't know. I don't want to think about that and make it a whole discourse or anything. So yeah, so that was like the first one, and then the second one, like I felt every single thing. But then, where now my discussion, or rather my sentiment on griever's guilt comes in, is because I, for one, thought that I was more close to the first person that I lost as compared to the second person. So for me, now as an adult, I'm just like, I feel guilty in how I handle the two situations. So I feel like if this is how badly this second loss affected me, the first one should have affected me even worse. So because of that, I just feel like there's a certain guilt that I carry with me, almost to, want to deceive myself into thinking that, did I really love this person as much as I thought if I didn't express it in this way? And I know like that is in no way a means to judge or like try to value and weigh like how much I love this particular person as opposed to the other person. But it's just a reality that is there, like literally. And I don't know if other people experience it as well. Probably they do. Sometimes I also think maybe over time I will maybe start to process this other kind of loss. But honestly, I don't know. Like, I just don't know. But it's a conversation I've started. I don't know, what kind of experiences you people have had. And if it's something that you relate with, also share with me, because I'd really like to know if you experience griever's guilt. So, and for me, that is the angle that I feel I experience it, in that it's like I'm kind of comparing my my grieving process and likening with, oh my goodness, I cried so much for this loss, but with this other I didn't cry, so does that mean I didn't really feel hurt and stuff like that? And also like there's the fact that I was younger then come into place, and like did I, like as an adult, probably understand more what this meant? Was at a point where I understand emotions and understand that releasing them is okay and it's fine, and understanding that it's okay for me to like break down in the middle of the street just because something has triggered me, stuff like that. And also like, basically maybe I was more self-aware and yeah, stuff like that. Probably that was absent when I was younger, so maybe that's how it looked like. And probably also the impact comes into place. It's like if this certain loss, kind of makes sense. The impact in terms of the after effect of maybe, so now with the first one I wasn't completely alone, maybe with this one now the absence is even bigger, so there's more feelings of being alone and stuff like that. I don't know how. Okay, griever's guilt, I think for some people it could, I'm not sure, but it could be maybe in thinking maybe you are the cause of their death. Maybe you're inviting someone somewhere and maybe on their way they got an accident, so you carry that guilt with you or something of the sort. I honestly don't know. I don't want to speak into situations I can't relate, but yeah, so lessons on grief, I guess it will be a thing. But so far, that's all I wanted to share with you guys today. And yeah, let me know your thoughts, because there's so much we could talk about. And also, if you want this to be an ongoing series, maybe also mention you know, what conversation points I should also cover if, you know, we make it a series. And yeah, thank you for watching this far. Share this with someone on your profile, anywhere, like this video and leave a comment, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.